Hebrews. This is our Prophets of Awakening. This is our Thursday night, July the 8th. It's our Women's Advanced Bible Study. And it was set up to assist the Israelite women in getting a better understanding of the Tanakh and the Torah and of the Hebrew Israelite culture of old. So, with that being said, I was going to ask everybody to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Okay, this is a non-messianic channel. Like I said, we deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. So I'd like to say shalom and welcome everyone. We're going to do our moment of silence, prayer, and a song and current events. Then we're going to Q&A questions and whatever whatever anybody wants to talk about. And so with that being said, this moment of silence is in reference to Yahweh, and Yahweh has a Redeemer, Lord of Hosts, and we showing them abstinence in order that, because of all what they're doing right now, in order to bring about our deliverance and our regathering. So with that being said, we're going to get started. Oh Lord, we come before thee at this time. We come honoring thee and worshiping thee. We come worshiping thee because of thy great steadfastness and might. O Lord, you delivered our forefathers out of Egypt and Babylon with a show of great force. And O Lord, you foretold that you would deliver us from the hands of our enemies, Gentiles. Just as your servant Daniel examined the books of Jeremiah and realized your coming. O Lord, you have opened the eyes of these books that have been hidden from us. And we have discovered that you foretold through the prophets that you will come and deliver us. We are waiting, seeking you, O Lord, at this hour, seeking and waiting for your return. Tarry not, O Lord, stretch forth thy hand upon our enemies, scatter them, and come from thy holy habitation, and turn back our captivity. Peace be unto you. Okay, we'll read the Psalms real quick. Okay. Psalm 7, it's a prayer for deliverance. It says, O Lord God, indeed do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me. Lest he tear my soul like a lion, rending it in pieces, while there is none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there be iniquity in mine hands, if I have rewarded evil unto him that was at peace with me, yea, I have delivered him that without cause is my enemy. Let the enemy persecute my soul and take it, yea, and let him tread down my life upon the earth, and lay mine honor in the dust. Selah, arise, O Lord, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies, and awake for me to the judgment that thou hast commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about. For their sake, therefore, return thou on high. The Lord shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that is in me. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous God tried the hearts and the reins. My defense is of God, which save the upright in heart. God judges the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will with his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He hath ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and I will sing praises to the name of the Lord, the Most High. There's Psalms 07, Psalm 7. It's the name of it is. Let me get back over here. It's a prayer for deliverance. Okay. So that being said, anybody have any current events they want to mention? Okay.
I do.
What you got?
Have you heard that? Well, I heard that the truckers have been told not to unload all of their supplies. They're purposely keeping a lot of shipment back in the warehouses, and also they're paying farmers to destroy their crops.
Okay. Well, when did you come across this?
Today.
Okay. So it was a day.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, that happened a while back too. So yeah, something getting ready to happen. I was that's tied to what I was getting ready. I was one of the things I was going to talk about too was those soldiers coming back. August. They're bringing all the soldiers back from Afghanistan. So they're bringing those battle hardened soldiers back. Because of what's getting ready to happen here. They're expecting civil unrest here, but they want those soldiers that the battle hardened ones, the ones that's been in combat and ready for it, to handle it.
Right.
Yeah. So like I said, it's all happening. You just gotta have your eyes open, looking forward. It's happening. It's unfolding.
Right.
Yeah.
Eyes wide open.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was
And
gonna tell you.
also, there's a series when I was researching on the ephod and the Urim and the Thummim, and I came across a series. It's called Dig. It came out in 2015,
Okay.
and they they're digging up. They have like our breastplate, and they use the Urim and Thummim, and they talk about Deuteronomy 19 about the
Okay.
red heifer,
Right.
and they say that when the theme of it is when they can find a red heifer without blemish, then they can rebuild the third temple.
Right. Right. That's what like I said, when you go back to and think about that, you know, the red head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, this can't be a coincidence. But you guys should check it out. Eliana and I, we binged and watched all 10 episodes.
Yeah. I'm gonna
It
check it.
is good.
Right. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah. It's even better looking at it from this perspective with having an understanding that you have.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I was gonna tell you about a couple of other movies too. Um, did you see Prometheus?
No, what is it?
Prometheus.
No.
Yeah. Prometheus. Then he got a movie came behind it. The second movie to that movie is Alien Covenant.
Alien,
Alien
Alien
Covenant.
Covenant.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would think them two movies is not together, but they both the same movies. It's about some they always say that it's a race of people from another planet that came here and seeded us here. There's no it's no angels and there's no Yahweh. It's a group of a group of superior beings came to this planet and created the human. They created a human to dig for gold for them. That was the reason. That's how they keep them. I don't know if nobody know about that, but Enlil, Iki, and all them people from the Samaritan tablets. That's what they tying the movie to. But you gotta watch the movie, and like I was showing you, he got angry at Cain. Let's look at that. Because like I said, you got to be able to see through the drum. So I'm in Genesis, like quick, before we get off into this. Genesis chapter let's see. Okay, let me get these papers. Okay, Genesis chapter 14. I mean chapter 3, verse 14. You got it?
Yes.
So right here it says, and the Lord God said unto the serpent. No, it ain't it. So 4 and 10. 4 and 10. Curse of Cain. He says, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother crieth unto thee from the ground, and now thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. And when thou tillest the ground, he shall not henceforth yield unto thee a strength. Fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. Right? So let's look at that. So what is he talking about? The earth is melanin. It's melanin in the earth. That's the strength he's talking about. It's melanin in us. It's melanin in the earth. So when you plant something in the ground, just like I was telling you, when two people come together and semen or the fallopian, the woman receives one of the sperms, then once it becomes they come together and they end up in the fallopian tube, and the fetus start forming, the melanin, the pineal gland secrete melanin, and it comes down and it's around that fetus, and that melanin what causes you to get the 5 toes and the brown eyes and woolly hair, all that, and so that's not happening with them because they lacking melanin. So like I said, they might be lucky to get one good kid out of So the point I'm making is that when they say curse, that's what he's talking about. He take it back. That's the gift that's in the earth, in the planets, and everything is the melanin. So when Cain killed his brother Abel, so first of all you have to look at chapter 4, verse 1. It says, Adam knew his wife Eve. She conceived and bore Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bore his brother Abel. Abel was a keeper of sheep. He's telling you that. So where did he find David at? David was out keeping sheep when he got ready to anoint him. Came from Abel. David got the same spirit Abel got in him. So, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. See that? So that's what Adam is. He tied to the ground, the melanin. He tied to the ground. Green, they said green thumb. So in verse 10, again, I'm reading, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother blood cried thee from the ground. See that? The Most High didn't bless him. He's a tiller of the ground. He killed his brother and spilled blood on the ground. So 11, and now thou art cursed from the earth. So what do you mean? This is how you can figure out what the mark is. He took the melanin. He retracted the melanin back from Cain, left him white. So he says, now thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee a strength. See? Because he don't have no melanin in him no more, and the earth ain't dealing with him no more. He backed up off of him. He took the melanin. So he says, a fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. And Cain said, this is why he's saying this. Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. I can't deal with this. I don't have no melanin in me. Sun hot as hell, and I ain't got no protection. So it says 14, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth. See that? So ain't no mark on his forehead. He took all the melanin. He took the melanin out of him. So he says, right. and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon him. See, man, they got you all, just like the Antichrist. You know, I ain't keep saying this over and over again for nothing. Just like the Antichrist, they got you waiting on the Antichrist. Right here, they got you looking all over the place for a mark. It's the mark is he extracted the melanin out of him. He took back what he had gave. The blessing that he brought to the planet was dark matter, melanin. So he took that back, right? So let's look at it. It says, 15, and the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest anyone find him shall slay him. So let's look at what happened. We can see the same story happening later on in Numbers chapter 12. Numbers chapter 12, same thing happened with Miriam.
Right.
So I'm in Numbers 12 and 10. And the cloud departed from all the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. See, that's what I'm telling you about how they wording this. You have to be able to deal with it and be able to make the adjustments, and simply by knowledge, right knowledge. So it says 10, and the cloud departed from all the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Same thing. Just go to Cain. He angry. His anger is kindled in him. He took the melanin out of Miriam. So then 11, and Aaron said unto Moses, Atlas, see that, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon her. See that? It's a sin. When you see somebody with no melanin in them, it's a sin. It's a sin.
Like Michael Jackson.
Right. Yeah, somewhat. It's like, so it says, and Aaron said unto Moses, Atlas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us. See, it's not just on her because she in that condition, it's on Israel. The sin is on Israel. So he says, wherein we have done foolishly and wherein we have sinned, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is had consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Now, the only reason why she gonna get her melanin back, Yahweh here. Look at this. It says, Moses here. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her. See that? So without no melanin, you wrong. So you sick. See that? He says, right. Heal her now, O Lord, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, look what the Lord said. If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? And let her be shut out from the camp for 7 days, and after that let her be received again. And Miriam was shut out of the camp for 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterwards the people removed from Hazareth and pitched in there. So after 6 days and a Sabbath, then he returned the melanin back to her. But he didn't do that to Cain. He killed Cain. See, yeah, so mark on his forehead and all that is a white man. Point, and so you fumble with it if you want, but it's a white man. Just like I'm showing you, Japhet ain't none of Noah's son.
Right.
So that's on. You can move forward with and get a greater understanding of the scriptures, or you can fumble with it. Yeah, but it's point blank. That's what it is, and that's what they hiding. So like I was saying before, I wanted to mention it last night, but another conversation came up, and I got sidebarred. But so a gymnasium, right? That's a concept that came from the Greeks, right? A gym,
right?
A gymnasium,
right?
They was naked in there,
right?
The gym was created for them. They are not naked. They're homosexuals and all that, like we were just talking about. That's what the gym was created for. So I'm showing you that curse means to be turned white. And so when you see it, then it's look what the Most High said, not what I said. He said it's as if one is half dead, soon, as if one's sick. So now in 2021, we all up in these gyms with them. We ain't got no idea what's going on, what the gym for. So what is it for? The older males come in there, they all naked, and they come in there, look at the young boys, and then see which one he want to deal with. And then when he find out which one he want to deal with, and he go tell the parents. It's part of the culture. It's part of the culture. They're homosexual, so they already know. That's part of their culture. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
he goes and tell the parent, "I want to tutor your son." Well, they know what he's talking about. So they go and then they make the agreement. That's how Aristotle ended up tutoring Alexandria. Older male with a younger male, with the older male with the beard and the younger male. That's you know what I'm saying. So like I was saying about Kabbalah, you got to go do the research on Kabbalah. If you don't do the research on Kabbalah, then when you start reading these different books, you can't see where it's mysticism. That's what that is. That's what the New Testament is. Mysticism. And so once you figure out what that is, and so like I said, Esau was in Babylon. That's who Haman is. Haman is a Amalekite. He's descended from Agag. So they was in Babylon. He don't have no restraints on him. What the Most High say don't do, he do. So these Edomites are all over there dealing with mysticism. And then when they got exposed and Aras, Esther's husband, the king, turned that decree onto the Edomites, they had to flee. They fled and went to Greece. They took that mysticism with them. They already got the knowledge from Abraham. He was raised by Abraham and Isaac. So he done mixed this Babylonian mysticism and all that magic and stuff to mix that with the Tanakh and with the Hebrew culture. That's what Kabbalah is. Mysticism. That's what that is. And then, like I told you, they was in Alexandria. They had our records. They didn't want to read our records in its purest form in Hebrew. They demanded that it be translated into Greek. That's how you get the Septuagint. So you have to be able to, you have to know that, and then you have to understand that that's what that is. It spells. Jewish mysticism spells and all that. That's what it is. A good spell. The best spell they ever had. This is what that is. Yeah, and like I said, they took it from everything you see in the news. They got from the old. And they put a twist on it. Yeah. So that's what that is. So you have to understand it. Yeah. And then, like I say, you have to do like Elmer Fudd. Be very, very careful when you dealing with the Kabbalah.
All
Right.
Yeah, very careful. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Stand out, give about 50 feet while you're reading. So anyway, it's whacked out. But let me get this right quick. I want to show you this. It's one of my current events. Okay, let me see what I'm doing. Yeah. Do y'all see that?
Are you tired of the violence?
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed biosocioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth.
They just started right here. So this I mean, I don't know if you noticed it, but this field talking. He can change his little voice here, but check out what he's talking about.
Your health and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Yeah. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at diversifiedgame.com.
And that song?
So we have our sister in Walmart out actually in Virginia Beach. Now, Karen is going to get caught stealing and trying to finesse her way out of it. But I want you to see what Karen ended up doing to the sister and how the race soldiers end up responding to the sister with the whole situation. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Oh shit. So let me see the video. Let's go look at the video. I'm calling the cops because I did. Okay. I did. We just watched the video. Well, back up a few more minutes. I don't know exactly what time I walked in the fucking store. That pissed me off. Okay. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I came in, I put it in the cart and walked through the damn door. Let me see your video. And let me see the rest of my merchandise. Where's my steering wheel? Yes, I did. Let me see the video. Yes, you can. Where's the rest of my merchandise? I will give you. Let's make it go. This I already have. This is ridiculous. Where's my steering wheel cover? And my receipt. And I want to see the video. I can't show you the video. That's bullshit. I came in here, the line was long. With my return. I said, well, since the line is long, I'm going to go back there and I'm going to get what I need and then come back. The line was long. She said, well, what time did you come in? I don't fucking know what time I came in. 10 minutes ago. Back it up 20 minutes. We backed it up. It's bullshit. It was in the cart. Yes, I did. It was right here in the cart. The blanket was here. This was here. Go get it. And my receipt. This is bullshit. Did I tell you about how to camera ready? Did I say about how to camera ready? They're arresting you there for shoplifting, ma'am. Yes, they are.
Dang.
I'll knock your ass out. I'll knock your ass out, bitch. Don't you ever put your hands on me. I try to break your motherfucking nose, bitch.
Whoa.
Don't you ever touch me again, bitch.
Oh my, oh my.
Break your nose. Call the medics for this bitch. Call the motherfucking medics. I knock your ass out. She hit me. I knocked that bitch out. Get the cops. I knocked that bitch out. Yeah, she hit me and I knocked that bitch out. She hit me. You hit me and knocked my phone across the damn store because she was shoplifting. She hit me. Yeah, you don't put your hands on me again. Yeah. She hit me and I knocked her out. No, you hit me. You hit me. Yeah, you saw again. You. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. She was shoplifting or whatever, or trying to act like she bought something in the store. Okay, she would act like she bought something in the store. Walmart said she did not bring it in the store. So since they was going crazy, no, I was shopping. So what happened was it was the argument about her shoplifting. I said, oh, I better capture this on tape. So they kept telling her they looked at the camera and she did not bring the items to the store. So I would videotape it for whoever need the videotape. When she turned around and sent me videotape, she swung up on me, hit me, knocked my iPhone halfway across the store, hit my hand. I sat there and I responded. and she hit me, and all the employees seen her hit me, and that's why her face swole up. My name Rhoda. Another one that stole on me. She stole on me, guys, in Walmart. I tried to knock her. My whole hand sore. This is the second time I had to reach back and almost break my knuckle.
Okay.
When advertising on YouTube.
I tried to kill it. Oh, you see that face? Hey, did you see that? Did you see what you see?
Hey, she shouldn't never put her hands on you. She shot your phone out. She shot her phone. That was it. She stole her head. Boom. That was it.
That was it. Ball game.
Hello.
Knocked out. She was dead, bro. She threw my phone up. She hit me so hard, my phone went flying to the floor. Flying to the floor.
Everybody else in that puzzle.
Okay.
Situation that happens with the race soldier. Now, the Karen was shoplifting, and they caught her behind. She was stealing. You know, I always thought black people steal. That's why I tell y'all, never allow them to tell you that you always steal. You're the most violent. It ain't nobody that can outsteal the Mzungu. We would have to steal a whole generation of people, and we have never done that. We would have to steal resources. We have to steal people's ideas and inventions. We can't catch up with the amount of thievery that the Mzungu has done. So you can never lay that on the feet of my people and saying we always steal it. Please. You're the last person I'm gonna listen to about any commentary about my community.
Okay.
But as you can see, the Karen was caught.
Any comments?
He's right. He's right. They not human.
Right, exactly. And she putting on that big old show and know she got cold busted.
Cold busted.
And some and like to got away with it. Yes, so. Anybody else?
If that was us, they would have been had us in the back already. They, they talked to them for too long,
Right.
They watching us so hard, and they the ones walking out with all the goody goods, But if that was us, we would have been in the back, and the police would have been there a long time ago.
Right. He wouldn't have been able to do all that old talking she was doing.
Right.
And she walked out of there.
Right.
They wouldn't have let us walk out of there.
At this time.
Yeah. And why does she feel like she could put her hands on someone?
And that's where she messed up at. That's where she messed up at. Because if I was there, she wouldn't have made it out the store. It would have went a whole other way. She would have been on the ground. It wouldn't have been one pop.
Okay.
Right. It's a new day.
Done for 1, 2, 3 out. That's it. Period.
Okay. Ain't that so? Okay. Yeah, I was. This is what I was talking about earlier about the Army. They setting up everything tied to what you were saying earlier about the truckers. So they saying right here there's complete withdrawal from Afghanistan. So that tell you right there something getting ready to happen right there.
There's no mission accomplished as U.S. troops leave Afghanistan after nearly 20 years of war. But he also said, quote, the mission hasn't failed yet. The president has set August 31st as the date that nearly all U.S. troops will finally be out of Afghanistan, even as it appears that country is descending into civil war. We have 2 reports, beginning with CBS's Weijia Jiang at the White House. Weijia, good evening.
Good evening to you, Major. President Biden said uniting Afghanistan was not the end goal, and he insisted that the U.S. did what it set out to do. It hunted down Osama bin Laden and eliminated the threat of al-Qaeda to the homeland. Now, the majority of Americans agree with his decision to bring the troops back home.
Good afternoon.
President Biden said he moved up the deadline to pull troops out of Afghanistan because it's safer and because it is time.
We did not go to Afghanistan to nation build. And it's the right and the responsibility of Afghan people alone to decide their future and how they want to run their country.
20 years on, the war has claimed nearly 2,500 American lives, wounded more than 20,000, and cost about $1 trillion.
Already we have members of our military whose parents fought in Afghanistan 20 years ago. Would you send their children and their grandchildren as well?
But leaving comes with risks, like a Taliban takeover.
There's a wide variety of possibilities. Worst case, civil war, breakdown, fracturing the government, fracturing of the army. That's very possible, and that would be a very bad outcome.
As danger looms, the president said the administration is relocating Afghan translators who have helped the U.S. as they wait for approval to come to America. U.S. intelligence officials predict the Afghan government could fall as soon as 6 months after the U.S. leaves, though President Biden today refuted that. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Yeah, well, they know it's gonna fall. They know is it gonna fall. They know it's gonna fall. So,
right, and you know they've been hacking. Like they, I got a notice yesterday. Microsoft was hacked,
right.
And then they're hacking those oil companies.
Okay.
Yeah, something about to go down, you guys.
Right. Yeah, it sure is.
Do you think us moving to Africa may turn into like an evacuation kind of situation?
Well, I think it's going to be that's going to be somewhat part of it because of what was happening right here. I was going to play it, but I think I'll just wait to tomorrow or something. But all those people are fleeing. They fleeing ahead of the U.S. soldiers leaving. They fleeing to Africa. Like I was saying, they told us 10 years ago, they already got it projected that by 2030, in that round up in that time frame, 85 to 90% of the world population gonna be in Africa. They already know what they're gonna do. They've been knew what they was gonna do. So all them people leaving because they know the Taliban gonna come in there and they don't want to be there. They getting out now while America's still there, while they got a chance to get out. And they fleeing in by the hundreds of thousands from the Middle East. But they ain't telling you that. Right.
Right.
Okay.
I got questions on that. One, how do y'all feel about the scripture that say, gather yourselves together, O nation? Like, how do y'all feel? Should we be the ones who are seeking, gathering ourselves, trying to come together, buy land that's far out, dig our own wells like our ancestors did, prop our own houses, and be prepared to live off the land like in the old days and use what resources we can pull together to be able to accomplish this? Or what are the circumstances behind going to Africa? What if we have to take a vaccination? I believe that if you take a COVID test, it's something on the test that's sticking nanobots and all types of stuff in your body as well. And what if it all go down in Africa too, and you're unable to come back to the Americas? I know that me and my uncle was looking at land. We seen land for 20,000 that was 40 acres or so of this beautifulness out in the country, but not like it had hills and mountains and stuff. Nothing nowhere around. Why must we flee to Ham's country to be able to get away from the evil when we can gather with like-minded people? Just one.
Right. Well. The thing about that is, if you go to Isaiah 44, I read it a lot. He tell us what he gonna do. He gonna do it. And when it's time for us to, he's gonna gather us. He's gonna pour his spirit out on us, and he's gonna gather us. And so the trick to all that is two things. First of all, they gave us an idol, and you got so many people that's latched on to that idol. And then the other one is that we thinking that it's a Jacob trouble is coming. But what we witnessing is Jacob trouble winding down. Jacob trouble, and what's going to be what can be more horrendous than the transatlantic slave trade? We at the end of Jacob trouble. He's turning Jacob trouble. That's what we witnessing. Ain't no Antichrist coming, and ain't no Ain't no Jacob trouble coming. We at the end of Jacob's trouble. That's what they done to us with JC. We at the end.
Hmm.
And like I said, it's right in our face. They keep saying 2,000 years ago. JC came 2,000 years ago. Well, let me read this. So I showed you how that when let me go right there first. Daniel 9:25. This is the prophecy that they done made into Jesus. They say it's Jesus Christ. And this is where the drama coming in at. Daniel 9:25. It says, Daniel 9:25. Know therefore, understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks, the street shall be built again, and the wall in troublesome times. So they done told you that's JC. That Messiah right there is JC. But it's not. That's Zerubbabel. And back to what it was just mentioned about the rebuilding the third temple. This third temple ain't been built. The temple that Herod built was no Israelite temple. Zerubbabel came back. Solomon built the temple. Nebuchadnezzar tore it down and burned it down. Then Zerubbabel returned. Zerubbabel and Joshua, the high priest, returned and rebuilt the temple. And then he telling you right here, Daniel 9:25, know therefore and understand that from going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, that's Zerubbabel. So you imagine if somebody trying to line this up and they thinking it's Jesus. So the prince that shall come, he says, so he says, shall build Jerusalem, restore and build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the prince, shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall in troublesome time. So let's look at that. So if you go back you got to go back. This is what I'm showing you. It's not in the future. They're telling you it's JC. So you go back to Nehemiah, right? And look at Nehemiah chapter 3. You in chapter 3?
I'm almost there.
So what you looking at in Nehemiah chapter 3 is all the families, all the houses, all the families and lineages in Jerusalem, in Israel, they came back to Jerusalem. All of them got a section of that wall that David built around Jerusalem and around the temple and all that. They got a certain part of it they're responsible for. So they all back, and that's what they're doing. That's what the whole chapter about. They rebuilding the wall. That's the wall he's talking about in Daniel 9:25. It ain't got nothing to do with JC. Let me show you another place. Let me get it. Says, okay, I'm in chapter 2, verse 11. It's Nehemiah. It says Nehemiah encouraged the people to rebuild the walls. See that? That's part of Daniel 9:25. But we finding all this backwards. You had to go backwards in the book. You go back to Nehemiah because the Messiah in 9:25 is Zerubbabel. All these people came back with him. So it says, chapter 2, verse 11 of Nehemiah. So I came to Jerusalem, right? That's what I just read. To build Jerusalem, right? So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what God had put in my heart to do with Jerusalem. Neither was there any beast with me, say the beast. So what is it God had him to do? Rebuild the wall. He talked about 9:25. It says, and I went out by night and the gate by the gate of the valley, even before the garden, the dragon dung, and to the dung port, and viewed the walls. See, there it is right there. So then the other one is, it says, the street shall be built again and the wall, even in troublesome times. So let's look at that. So in Nehemiah chapter 4, it says 4 and 13, it says they're going to build a wall, but it's going to be trouble. While they're trying to build a wall, people are going to be trying to stop them. So it says, therefore, set I in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places, I even set the people after their families with their swords and their spears and their bows. And I looked and I rose up and said unto the nobles and unto the rulers, to the rest of the people, be not ye afraid of them. Remember the Lord, which is great and terrible, and fight. See that? And fight for your brethren and your sons and your daughters so in troublesome times. So they rebuilding this wall in troublesome times. That's all that right there. None of that ain't attached to JC, and none of it is in the future. It already didn't happen. So you way off if you trying to attach this to JC and attach it to the future. You off. So 25 says, know therefore understand from the going forth of the commandment. So where the commandment at? I'm in Ezra. Ezra chapter 1, verse 1. Here go the commandment. They in Babylon. They've been taken to Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar. So they got to return. So it says, chapter 1. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by Jeremiah, right, might be fulfilled. Jeremiah the one gave him the prophecy that they was going to Babylon for 70 years. So he says, might be fulfilled. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation. There go the commandment. Throughout all his kingdom, and put it in writing, saying, thus says Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven, hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. See that? In Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among you of all your people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judea, build a house of God of Israel. He is God, which is in Jerusalem. So none of that has nothing to do with no futuristic prophecy. It goes back. So I'm showing you all that because of when you go to Ezra chapter 2, right here, you go to Messiah chapter 2, says, verse 1. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity of those which had been carried away. See that? They had been taken away from Babylon, from Jerusalem, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon. He came again unto Jerusalem and Judah. They came back. They returned it, right? So 2, which came with Zerubbabel. They go to Messiah right there in Daniel 9:25. He came back, and Joshua. Joshua is with him, the high priest. They came back. Here go all the people that's with him. And so when you read that, you're going to find out all these minor prophets came back with him. See here, back here, all these Amos, Obadiah, Micah, all of them came back with Zerubbabel from Babylon. So they the ones talking to us. They the ones prophesying to us. So you say, what are you talking about? So I'm in Hosea. Chapter 6. Hosea chapter 6. Verse 1. Says, come, let us return unto the Lord. For he hath torn, he will heal us. He hath smitten, he will bind us up. After 2 days. See that? 2,000 years. That's all you hear. When you start getting into this, trying to get an understanding, you're going to keep on hearing 2,000 years. There it is. After 2 days, after 2,000 years. So when you add up the transatlantic slave trade and you add up the Arab slave trade, it's going to take you back 2,000 years. So we at the end of Jacob's trouble. But these clowns got us thinking Jacob's trouble is coming. So look what it says. After 2 days will he revive us. In the 3rd day. That's why we're looking at everything going on now. We in the 3rd day. It says, in the 3rd day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. Then shall we know, if we follow on and know the Lord. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as rain, and a latter and a former rain upon the earth. So he coming. He gonna do all that. This ain't in our lane. And that's what we see happening right now. He orchestrated it like he always did. Anybody got any comments?
I just have a question. Did you ask the question that when we leave here, were we gonna come back or have plans on coming back? Eliana, did you ask that?
I was inquiring in case because from what I've never been to Africa, but I've
Mm-hmm.
always heard that Africans don't like us, and I've always, felt like, it was some type of animosity between the two nations. So I
Mm-hmm.
was, if we ever went over there and things did not work out for us for whatever reason, which is probably negative, I don't know, just, saying, because whenever you leave home, you always want to be able to return back home. But I guess if you do go, is to stay, and to get away from this place if America is not, our land. But yeah, I did ask the question if
Right.
and how would we be able to come back? Like if we got out there and we ran out of funds or whatever, but I guess I think we really do have a redeeming force, a little host for to take care of us wherever we go, wherever we sojourn.
Will
Right.
it be
Right.
anything
See,
to return back to?
we're not coming
We're
back.
not. Yeah, I was gonna say we're not gonna return back
Yeah,
here.
we ain't coming back. And then this
This
ain't
is
our
not
home.
our home.
This ain't our home. We left
Right.
our home. That's what I'm saying. When was they the hood when they got us thinking backwards. We're going back to our home. This ain't none of our home. This land don't have nothing to do with us.
Right.
It was part of a prophecy to come here to get chastisement. And the time is up. That's what we witnessing. Everything that you see is no different than when you understand what's going on right here and go back and look at what happened in Egypt. They wasn't ready to leave Egypt. Like I was telling you, how we know that, as soon as Moses went up on the mountain for 40 days, they made another calf. They made a calf they worship in Egypt. That means they wasn't ready to leave Egypt. Someone wasn't ready. But they had to go because the Most High had prophesied that they was going to come out. And he called Moses to the mountain, sent him back, and they had to come out. And so the ones that wasn't ready, the ones wasn't right, he knocked them out.
Right. Right.
Same thing getting ready to happen again.
Right.
Okay, I
And
definitely
like
understand.
Cynthia said, it's gonna be destroyed, right? In the United States.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can't come back. You can't come back.
Right. This place is gonna be undesirable. You ain't gonna want to come back either. It ain't
It's
gonna.
in and out my cup because my whole life I was taught that we was from Africa, and then here in the past couple of years, started studying under a couple other brothers who started pointing out maps and rivers and things like that, and was leading us to believe that we were actually from here and that the real original Egypt was over here. That there's two Egypts, is what I was led to believe. And that the pyramids here in America outdated the ones over there in Africa is what I was starting to believe over the past course of 2 years, based off what these brothers was presenting off maps and other things. And it wasn't until I got with you guys that with based off scripture and how things are going and what the Most High has been showing me through movies and other things that maybe it is possible that we actually are from Africa. At the end of the day, I really don't know. And I gotta pray on all these things because I don't just believe what anybody say. Wherever the Most High want us to go, I'm ready to be down for it, period, point blank. But I just want to be sure, what folks was talking about because, like I said, I just was studying under a couple other people who had some maps and some other things, pointing out some things that made me believe that maybe it was possible that we are from here and that they scattered us amongst the different areas. That they took us from North Carolina and took us over to Missouri, and they took us from North America and put us in South America and put us over there in the Jamaica and the islands and things like that. And that's how the slave trade went. And that it was some folks from Virginia that tried to come up with the out of Africa theory to make us believe that we were from Africa when we were never from Africa. But at this point, I'm just in the air and just waiting for the Most High to reveal to me what truth it is, because I'm not turning to the right or to the left, and I'm only dealing with truth. So if we from Africa, then we going back, and if we not, I don't know.
Right. So let me read this. I'm in Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall thy soles of thy feet have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling of heart, failing of eyes, sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, will it be or what evening? And in the evening thou shalt say, with God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear. We know all this happened to us, right? It says, wherewith thou shalt fear for thy sight, over here in America, it says, sight of thine eyes which thou hast seen, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. See this? Thou shalt bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So how can we be from here? If he didn't told us right here, we're going to be in ships. So the thing is, all this 65, I just read 64 through 67, all that's true. And then we know we came on ships.
Right.
You can't go to the same place on the ship. Don't add up. If you go on the ship, you're going to a far place. So let's look at another precept. That means you left your homeland and you went somewhere else on the ship. So Joel. Joel, it says, let me get it. Yeah, chapter 3, verse 1 of Joel. For behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations. See this? So he says that he's going to regather us. Verse 1. Then 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So where's Jehoshaphat at? Is Jehoshaphat over here in America? No, keep going. 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. This happened on the slave ship, the triangle slave trade. They get the women and the men, the little boys and girls, bring them to Jamaica. They take them from West Coast of Africa, bring them to Jamaica, trade them for wine and rum.
Yes.
They ain't bring them from America to Jamaica and
Yes.
trade them for wine. They brought them from the West Coast to Jamaica, traded them and switched it out, and then brought them to America. There's no way, ain't no way in the sun we was over here. So 4, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? See that? Palestine ain't over here. We will say, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly, speedily will I return recompense upon your own head. Look at this. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into the temples into your temples, my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. See that? That ye might remove them far from their land. So they, like the brothers say, they've been eating too many hot peppers. Because the scripture tells you what happened.
Yeah.
He says the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. And they did that.
All right. So that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying about when you reason why you see me going through so much stuff and reiterating stuff, because you got 12 tribes. Let me read that. Let me read this right here, because this is where the dilemma coming in at. And that's why
I have a question, Brother Leonard, real quick.
Go ahead.
The Sabians in verse 8. Who is that? The Africans?
That's the Arabs.
That's the Arabs?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me get this right quick. I forgot. Anyway, so yeah, so he's saying that he's gonna sell them to Ishmael when we come back. When we go back, he's gonna sell some of those Japhet and Esau to Japhet to the Sabians.
So let me ask a question about that. So Ishmael, is he or is he not a Hebrew?
Yeah, he's a Hebrew,
But
but
he's not.
he's not a Hebrew Israelite.
Okay. So
All Israelites are come from Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel.
okay. So that's my question. I know we're talking about so Ishmael is really the nation of like the Saudi Arabians and all of those.
Right.
What?
So if you go to the book of Jasher, I'll bring it up tomorrow. But if you go to the book of Jasher, he tells you that, and then so you have to, when you see that, you have to go and do the research on it. So remember when Abraham had his when Jacob died, and they all came to Jacob's funeral after when in Egypt. They all went out to the to bury him. Well, after they buried him, after Sarah died, Abraham had some more marriage cook and had another group of children, right?
Okay.
So Ishmael and all them ended up over where they at right now, the so-called Arabs. They all intermingled together. The Midianites and the Arabs, all of them became a mingled people. And you have to understand that, like I was saying about, he's telling you in the scriptures that Adam had Seth. Then he said after he had Seth, he had other sons and daughters. So where them people at? Where they play a role at? And then, and I showed you how that Eber had two sons, Joktan and Peleg. We follow in the lineage of Peleg, but Joktan's descendants still on the earth too. Who are they? The people of the east. They ended up over there with Nimrod, Asher, Nineveh. That's the reason why Nineveh is in the Bible dealing with Jonah. Them Hebrews. And you have to understand it. So let me show you this right here. They ain't just disappear, or he put them in a jar and that was it. They still existed on the earth. They still dealing on the earth too. And that's why he's telling them that it's three types of strangers. And he was telling them these people they can come to Jerusalem where you at, and they got same rights you got, because they come from the same lineage you did. But they don't understand it. So let me show you this right here. So he says, right. So the main thing I would say is, because like I was saying before, I'm a eyewitness, is that you pray for something, then the Most High he gonna answer it. You just can't pray for it and then forget you prayed. So if you pray for discernment, the Most High gonna bring discernment.
Yes.
You just can't forget what you done prayed for. You gotta wait on it. So I was in Numbers. I'm trying to go to. So it says right here, and this is where the drummer coming in at. And so, like I was saying before, I wasn't dealing with none of this. So, but most I had it in prophecy. So I wasn't gonna get out of it. Part of prophecy, I wasn't gonna get out of it no matter what I was doing. So Numbers 18 says the provision for the priest and the Levites, right? So let's look at what he done. The Lord said unto Aaron, thou and thy sons and thy father's house, see that? Father's house, with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of the priesthood. So Issachar, Reuben, Zebulun, they ain't got no iniquity on, they ain't got no burden on them to be trying to teach no Levites. Teach no Israelites. Ain't no burden on them. He tell you right here, the Lord said unto Aaron, thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary. That means they the ones got a burden on them to teach people.
Right, right.
Learn about somebody that need to know that they don't have the proper information. That's where that's coming in. So he says, and my brethren also are the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that they may be joined unto thee and minister unto thee. See that? Minister unto thee. Not Reuben, not Issachar, and all them other boys. See that? But thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of witness, and they shall keep my charge and the charge of all the tabernacle on the day. Only they shall not come nigh to the vessels of the sanctuary and the altar, that neither they nor ye also shall die, and they shall be joined unto thee. Keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation for all the service of the tabernacle, and the stranger shall not come nigh unto you. And ye shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of the altar, that ye be no wrath any more upon the children of Israel. And behold, I have taken, see this is where the drama coming in at. I have taken your brethren, the Levites, from among the children of Israel. To you they are given as a gift for the Lord to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Therefore thou and thy sons with thee shall keep the priest's office for everything of the altar and within the veil, and ye shall serve. And I have given your priest's office unto you as a service of gift, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, behold, also I have given thee charge of my heave offering and all the hollow things of the children of Israel. Unto thee have I given them by reason of the anointing. See that? That's where the problem coming in at. And to thy sons by ordinance forever. Everybody don't have no burden on them, or the Most High haven't put no anointing on them to rightly divide anything, to tell you anything. It's only these Levites and the priesthood that he didn't, like I say, he didn't put them in no jar. They came on when all Israel got scattered, they all came over here too. And so now he regathered them, he's pouring the spirit back out on these same men, Levites. Everybody ain't no Levite. And when you understand that, you can rightly divide who you can by the conversation and by dealing with them, you can rightly divide and tell what you're dealing with. Like I say, how you gonna go on slave ship, go into captivity? The number one factor in this last captivity was slave ship. How you gonna be from America, but you went into captivity in slave ship?
Right.
Don't add up. Yeah. Right. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, because that would nullify the prophecy that we were the Israelites.
Right.
Yeah.
If they believed that we were over here with the
right. Exactly. So it's another story out there, which is what I did a research on it too. So it was the Mansa Musa. But the reason why, if you know who that is, that's the guy that came out. He the one that triggered the transatlantic slave trade, because when he came out with all that gold on his pilgrimage to Mecca, then that's when the Europeans found out. They was like, where all this gold? Where this dude getting all this gold from? So them being greedy and hungry, Esau, they came to West Coast, to West Africa, looking for the source of where he got that gold. And then from that, they ended up getting us, which was all prophecy. But my point is that how he came into power was his father took like 2,000 ships and to sail the Atlantic. Them the people that was over here. And so you say, what are you talking about? Well, what they ain't telling us, the Mississippi, when them people that set up everything that they set up over on the Nile River, when they got here, they set the Mississippi up the same way. It's a pyramid out in the Gulf Coast, out in the Gulf of Mexico, under the water.
What?
They had the whole Nile, they had the Mississippi set up the same way the Nile River was. That's who was here. There wasn't Israelites.
And I
Uh,
thought you said the giants were over here too, and they were the ones that were building those pyramids. So it didn't have
right.
to be.
They was building the ones. If you notice, the Aztecs don't have their pyramids don't come to a point, but the Egyptian pyramid come to a point. It's got that they had that gold, that big piece of
That
that gold
gold
cap,
tip.
on top of there. That's what was on the ones on the Mississippi.
What else?
Right. Even the same they got you got it's a pyramid out there in the Gulf, and not only that, it's a what's the thing, the lion? The lion that's in front of
The
the pyramid.
Sphinx head, the
Yeah,
Sphinx.
it's a phoenix. It's a phoenix out. It's a phoenix out there in the phoenix in the Gulf too. But they ain't telling you that. So one of the things, if you want to do the research on it, it's called the Folsom people. That's who was here. And that's who these those Chinese Genghis Khan and the Chinese came here, and then they intermingled with the Folsom people. That's how you get the Indian, right? So it ain't it's like everybody is trying to claim Israel heritage, right? And so, like I said before, where you look at that is Jacob had woolly hair, and he's a melanated man. He had 4 wives. They was melanated with woolly hair. So where all this other stuff coming from? Something had to happen, because all the Israelites got woolly hair when they originally started out. 4 women, and Jacob. That's how you got 12 boys. So you can't be one of them Mexican, and then another one, Indian, and then another one is a brother with woolly hair with an afro. They all look the same. You can identify them because they all look the same. They came from the same man. But because we got scattered, we got all this different attributes and characteristics that came upon us. But originally they was dark. They was melanated people with woolly hair and brown eyes, piercing brown eyes. That's why they kept telling them, look down, don't look at me.
Right, they didn't want to look at you in your eyes.
And that's why the Pharaoh was saying what he was saying about God is in him, the spirit of God is in him because of their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that kind of I guess the mamsters that they talk about, once they intermingle with what they call heathen women or women that served other gods.
Right. Right.
They had to put them all away in Ezra. So
Right.
that's confusing to me. I know the melanin is the special, and I just don't understand how. I don't know. That's always been confusing. To what degree of, I guess, integration takes away. I know it's saying the see the Father a lot of times, but when I'm reading it, it's saying that that's not what the Most High wanted, and they are not. They are not. When they had all those, kind of like what's going on today, all those Israelite men, particularly Judah, like Judah's here now, that are doing this intermingling, and like we just got you seeing the white lady on the, if he had if a man of Judah had a child with the Edomite,
right,
child, according to what I'm reading,
right,
they put him away.
exactly.
That was not what it was saying. Something about it was a sin, or it was an abomination. So that's what's throwing me off.
Right. So the most in the latter days, it's prophecy that we waiting on the Lord of hosts to come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gonna do that. He gonna separate them. See, the Levites did it back then, but when he come back,
Yeah.
he's gonna separate them. He's gonna separate the people. But the thing that what they got us off track on is that is way more power. First of all, they denigrated the Israelite man. That's what all it's about. They denigrated him. But if he have a relation with a woman and she have a seed, that's an Israelite seed. He might not. He might have characteristics from his mother in there, but he's still an Israelite seed. Just like a prime example of that is Absalom. Absalom mama wasn't no Israelite woman, but Absalom was an Israelite. But look what he was doing. So it's they still Israelites, but just like with Mosiah with David lineage. Look at all the wicked kings that came out of David lineage. But the Most High told David he's gonna always bring a righteous one forth. So the same way with picking watermelons. You get them on the truck. Some of them ain't gonna be right. You going through them and they ain't right. You getting rid of them. But they are watermelons. That's the same thing. That's what he getting ready to do. That's what people they're not really prepared for. It's like leaving here. You might not be. It's a bunch of us that's eyes wide open that's ready to leave, but it's some don't know what's going on. But you're still going.
Come on.
Come on, you still going because that's his prophecy. It ain't our prophecy. You can be fumbling and doing whatever you want to do, but he said you leaving.
Right.
He gonna cause so much havoc. You can't stay here. You got to
I'm
go.
already ready to go.
Oh, come on, Star. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Yeah, you're gonna be where he said you're gonna be. It's like they're not reading when he says none remain. I mean, so if he said none remain, then how is it like when we read Antioch Epiphanes came and ran the Israelites out at the end of the third beast. He says none remain. So they tell you right there who these people is that's over there doing the time of Jesus. These Sadducees and Pharisees and Essenes, them Edomites. The very people that ran them out. That's who in the land. There ain't no Israelites there. He said none remain. No Israelites was left there. No Israelites was left in Egypt when after Mosiah came with the 10 plagues. So that's how that worked.
I appreciate you for breaking that down to me because there's so much confusion going on in
Right.
Israel, and a lot of people don't have their cup empty, and my cup is empty, and I'm always willing to learn.
Right.
And it's exciting to hear people who have been blessed with the gift of discernment because a lot of people are educated and a lot of people think, they're going on the right path or that they might know what's going on, but, have been misled.
Right.
So at the end of the day, shoot, I'm here now. And he got me away from the people that I was studying up under because I did
Hallelujah.
pray for discernment and I did pray for understanding. And the
Right.
fact that, he's giving it to me, I'm not going to shun it because this is what I asked for. And I want to know so that I can know how to teach my children so that they can follow in my footsteps and follow the Most High to the utmost. A lot of people don't understand who the Lord of Hosts is and can't understand that. But, he had already started breaking that down. And then once you pointed out that, the Lord of Hosts was Michael, it wasn't no problem there at all. You know what I'm saying? And I just believe that, sometimes Israel can be a little judgmental and can
Right.
be a little funny acting sometimes. But
Right.
that's how we is in the Most High. If that wouldn't, he know what kind of people we is. That's why he had told one of the prophets, who was it? Was it Ezekiel that he told that he would make their face hard against
Right.
Israel because
Right.
they,
Right.
Israel can be a little way sometimes.
Right.
But
Exactly.
as long as people got open hearts and they willing to learn, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that nobody should be shut out and that no judgment should be passed by nobody because we all have
Right.
to start from somewhere, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Eliana, you're not
That's
here
how
by
great.
accident either. You're
That's
not here
right.
by accident. It's not just by chance.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
None of us are. Yes.
For real, for real. It's a blessing that everybody's here. It's a blessing that
Yes.
everybody's coming and being able to gather, and that we come out here every single night and try
Yes.
to get it in and try to get studying. A lot of people not interested in what you guys are talking about or interested in the Most High at all in these last days and times. And it's a
Hallelujah.
blessing to be surrounded around people who believe and who have discernment. And I feel good to be around people who are older than me that's
Yes.
up in there and done that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about pulling each other back up from it's a group effort, you
Come
know.
on, sister.
That's just real, you
Yes,
know.
it is. Hallelujah.
Right. So yeah. So let me get to see what this person talking about right here, right quick. So it says, question in Psalms 137: Who required us to sing? That's the Babylonians. Babylonians who asked him to, after they had brought them out of Egypt, out of Israel, was taking them back to Babylon. On their way back, they was asking them to sing for them, because that's one of the things people don't understand about that. Lord of hosts went and got Israel, brought them into the land, and amidst all these people, they had this temple, and the Israelites had these beautiful voices. And these people would see, they had those 3 festivals a year. They was celebrating and singing. All the people, all the nations around heard those sounds, those voices. They heard all that. So when they came and destroyed the temple and tore Israel up, and they was taking them back to Babylon, they asked them, they required them to sing one of those songs they used to hearing from afar when they was be singing and wait at they festivals and stuff. So that was the Chaldeans, the Babylonians, required them, asked them to sing a song. Okay. And Zahir was saying that she didn't have a sound. Let me see what it says. It says, can you make sure I've been clicked in? I have no sound on my end yet. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay. Let me get back over here. Yeah, so let me play this right here, right quick, because I don't know if anybody heard of this lady is she supposedly causing havoc on the internet. Tila Tequila. Anybody heard of her?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, let me play this right quick, then we'll talk about it for a minute. Okay.
How y'all doing? I just curled my hair. I don't really, get my hair doing anything like that much often because ain't nobody got time for that. I just don't have time for that. But when I do fix it up, it's really nice. And so today I wanted to give you scripture. Everyone's all shook, but it's just the truth. I mean, if y'all getting mad at the truth, y'all need to look within yourselves. Quit getting mad at me, the messenger of truth. But look at within yourselves and get yourselves worked on. Okay, so, first of all, have y'all seen all these, all the calamity that's fallen on Black folks? Ever since they waged war with me, all the calamity that has fallen upon them, like all their leaders getting assassinated, they're assassinating each other. They even had this like rise of the Moors, but then like one day they got taken down. Wah, wah, wah. So much for your rise. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there's actually, this is going to be a quick video. There's actually scripture that proves that God does not favor Black women. I mean, besides the last scripture that I read y'all about how God made them bald and stinky and ugly because he said instead of beauty, he's going to put branding on them like cows, because you brand cows and animals, That's how God sees them. Because they're loud and just, ratchet, unruly. I mean, y'all know.
Okay, so here's a few scriptures that backs up the fact that God does not favor Black women. Likewise, also that women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel with modesty and self-control, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly attire, but with what is proper for women who profess godliness with good works. So you see here, even 2,000 years ago, they made a mention of women with braided hair and, those big old gold hoop earrings. Like, he's pretty much describing someone ghetto and ratchet right here. And back then, I didn't think they had any hair weave and hair extensions like they do now. So the women back then who all had braids and cornrows and all that was most likely just Black women, because braiding in that manner is a cultural thing that it comes from the Black community. So God makes a distinction here to not be like them, to put it away, all the bouginess. Like, all these Black women at these churches are so bougie. It's not beauty, it's bouginess. When they put all these golds and earrings, and it's not, see how with me it's real, real classy, heart of the ocean. And even if this ring, it's still classy, it's not like real trashy looking. Anyway, so God says have self-control. Black women do not have self-control at all. Modesty, they do not have modesty. All that twerking and all that, it's just not good. And then he goes on again in another verse. He says, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. So this is like, Black women do not have a gentle and quiet spirit. Black women are always wanting to fight at any second. Like, listen, just because us classy women don't want to fight you doesn't mean we're scared. We're just not animals. We're not monkeys running around trying to pull each other's hair, because they always make fun of other races who, don't fight, or we don't know how to fight. We're just not ghetto. That's just what ghetto people do, especially women. Who goes around like, how they're always like, like, it's so nasty and it's ugly. It's really ugly. Like, no man wants to deal with that kind of trash. Imagine taking out your lady on a date and she's just like doing this. It's just nasty, embarrassing, shameful. I mean, if y'all want, I go down the street. By the way, my neighbors have come here so many times, but they never hit me because God always protects me. But I'm not scared. They think threatening me will do something. They huff and they puff like animals, trying to blow my house down, but nothing ever happens. And actually, the police had told them that next time they're called back here, they would get arrested. And ever since, I never see them again. So, hold on, guys. Okay, so let me just read this whole verse, and then I'll go.
So, if you haven't heard of that, there's Tequila, they talking about it all on the internet. That's what she wants. But you want to see the rest of it. Is God does not favor Black women. More proof in the Bible is. So, before I open this up, this is a prime example. What I just showed you about the Most High dealing. He said he took the Levites to himself. Everybody can't read the scriptures. So just as ignorant as she looking, trying to rightly divide the scriptures, you got all kind of people out there doing the same thing. They don't know what they read. They can't connect the dots, because in Christianity, what they do is they go in there and find something they want to connect to, something they want to talk about, but it ain't adding up. And that's what we've been trained to do.
But what was funny is she contradicted herself by saying that the Black people think that they're the Israelites, and then she just quoted everything that the curses for us,
Right.
proving that we are the people,
Yes,
and
she
we do
did.
have curses. But she was trying to say, her God, and she was kind of talking out of both sides of her neck. She was saying,
Right.
we're not the people. At the
Right.
same time, she's just telling that's the people.
She confirmed that we were,
Yeah,
but that we are.
confirming it. And
Right.
this is I didn't hear this video. This is a second video. She's just probably made a lot. She went viral on that first one. So
Right.
she's doing this again because she knows we reactive like that. I'm not
Right.
giving her any views because,
Right.
you
Exactly.
know,
Right.
I
Exactly.
think she was a stripper and
Yeah. She's
she's the
getting up.
last person that needs to
Right.
talk.
She was a
Right.
little bit of everything.
Right.
Yeah,
And that was hurt by a black man.
that's
And
right. She was dating a
oh,
black man.
yes, she was. Yes, she was. So
She
she's intimidated by the beautiful black
exactly. I
women.
couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
She's hurt.
somebody was saying, I forgot, it was somebody on YouTube, some guy was saying, that our hair is alive. Our hair,
Yeah, it
their
is.
hair is really, it's like fur, and it
It's dead.
the light is, it's lifeless, it's thin, and
Right.
it does not, and it's flea infested a lot of times. So we don't, she was talking about how long her hair was and
Right.
how black women are bald headed. And I was saying, short or long, black women's hair is uniquely, divinely unique. And God knew what he was doing when he
Mm-hmm.
did that. So
Mm-hmm.
that we would be unique and we would be different and we are under curses. So she had that part right, but she was trying to say that she was a child of God and we weren't because
Right.
we had these curses. God didn't love us. The
Right.
Lord didn't love us.
Right. And
Yeah, it's
this she getting all
disgusting.
this surgery trying to look black. That's
Right.
crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
And then the thing I noticed the most was she Asian, so that means she ain't that big, but it sounds like it's some kind of demon, a beast inside of her voice. The way she talking and the size and all that, the voice don't go with it.
You go with her body.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something else going on there.
You're right.
Yeah. Is there so? Yeah. Anybody else got anything? Yeah.
I,
So I was saying that go ahead.
I just think that it's disgusting what these races of people have done to us since the beginning of time, how they've come in and they've tarnished us and taught us so much tomfoolery, just disgustingness, from lesbianism to stripping to everything. We are a priestly nation, and they
Mm-hmm.
have brought us so low because the Most High gave us strong orders not to go and do what we see these folk out here doing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Soon as we
exactly.
got around them, they tainted us, and we really became disgusting. Like for real. And they do all of this. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. You sitting up here teaching us all this crap. And then when we do it, you want to try to throw stones and hide your hands like, oh, I didn't teach y'all that. Y'all learned that on y'all own. No, baby, we was praying and praying for y'all. And our ancestors was the ones that was it not Ruth? Like, y'all stop playing with us. We have a whole history behind us that y'all keep trying to eliminate. It's like that saying that I read that they don't want us to be us because they trying to be us. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I'm saying? You can't beat us.
You
Exactly.
can't
And
beat us.
Yeah.
you definitely can't beat us while you talking about, oh, y'all scared to fight because you know what time it is.
Yeah. She done already been tapped already.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And
Her mouth too big.
She think we taking the bait. She's trying to go viral again because they know
Right.
whenever they say something about black women, it's like that Kevin Samuels guy.
right.
It's like it's a conspiracy against black women right now, but um they know that they can make money
Right.
anytime, because they know we're reactive. But yeah,
Right.
that's why
Right.
I'm not even entertaining it
She
because
she fell off and she has found a way to
hmm
pick back up and get
yeah.
all the views and the way to get people in, and you know what I'm saying? She was not accepted in Hollywood, and you know, it's not gonna work though. Yeah,
But if we were
we
saying
know
stuff
who
like
we
that,
are.
it'd be hate speech.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
agents are protected, but if we were
Yes,
saying
they are,
something like that,
but
it'd
we
be
are
hate speech.
not. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called fish bait.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I was going back to that. I was telling you about uh that it's the movie called Prometheus. It was crazy because when I had first started watching it, but what you come to find out, first of all, they go to this planet. It's an unknown planet. They took them 3 years to get there, Then when they get there, they they land on the planet, and it's like a Earth, but they have violent storms, and you can't be out when the storms just come up out of nowhere like a category 7. So they end up getting off of the plane, off of the thing, and they went into this and they seen where there was structures there. Well, anyway, when it all came to a head, it was these giants on that planet, but they was like real white, pale white, like albino light. And then what they were doing was they had created this substance, and it was black, dark matter inside these big old containers, and they were trying to bring it to the Earth. Ain't that something?
Now, is that a movie or a series?
It's a movie.
Okay.
It's got part 2. This Alien Covenant.
Okay. Is it on Netflix or something?
Well, you can go to YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the movies, you go to YouTube and watch.
All right. Thank you.
Right. It's crazy because, like I said, it didn't register until after I had watched it. I say, really? They sitting there, they got all these canisters, and it's got this black substance in it. I said, that's melanin. I'm saying, what? It's crazy. But the giants, they albino like, so they trying to create, they trying to go beyond what y'all done did. They trying to bring back their color. Yeah.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
So, I mean, because it's like they've been putting this right in our face.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like I said, I keep on saying over and over again, when you think about it, like they saying that UFOs is the angels and all of them, and y'all these UFOs. But you have to go back. Like I said, those 200 angels, they scientists. All these angelic beings, highly intelligent beings, they scientists. So like he said, I got storehouses of snow. I got storehouses of rain and dew. These angels over these different elements and stuff. Well, they know all the molecular makeup of it. They scientists. So they brought that to the Earth. So we say, what are you saying? Well, those 200 got bound here because once they came down and took a wife, went into a woman, they couldn't ascend no more. So you got these 200 highly intelligent beings that's confined to the Earth. They can't leave, right? Then you go back to Atlantis. All these different places they said that was here, supernatural cities that was here, but not no more. Well, when you look at that, because of who they were, they found a way how to leave here. How they leave? Spaceships.
Spaceships, right?
That's how they left. And now they up in the firmament. They ain't in the heavens. They in the firmament. Or and then they, like I said, not only do they see them in the sky, they see them in the ocean. We can't go in the ocean. We can't deal with the ocean.
Right.
So they in all these places where we can't go. So that's my take on that. Because as soon as they found a way to get away from here, you don't see no more Atlantis or Lemuria, none of those supernatural cities they was talking about. Because once they left, you don't see those cities no more because they left here. They found a way to get out of here because of their intellect.
They had a city called the Golden Gate City in Atlantis. Right. And I found this in sacred text, and it was talking about their civilization in Atlantis.
Right.
And you're right. Everything that you're saying, yeah, this is crazy.
Right. Is that sounds okay?
Wow.
Anybody else?
Yeah, you guys Google it. Yeah, it was called the Golden City, and it should come up sacred text.
Right. I'm gonna check it out. Anybody else got anything? So I'm trying to get some feedback. So what y'all think about the women's line? Y'all like this or what?
I like it. I think it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Okay.
I think we
Love
needed it. I
it.
think the men need their time and we need our time, and then we need to come
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Great class.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Okay. So I'm gonna see y'all on tomorrow night. Shalom.
All right. Shalom, everyone. Enjoyed you all.
Shalom.
Okay.
Shalom. Peace and
Shalom.
power.